the head coach of the team that is up 2-0 in their playoff series against the Nets. It's Celtics head coach Ime Udoka joining us now. Coach, what's going on?
Not much. How you guys doing?
We're doing well, as are you, based on the 2-0 series lead. Based on some of the things that were said post-game last night, both Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant seem to indicate that because you know them so well and were on the staff last year, that you've had a really great plan at taking them out of this series, specifically taking Durant out of this series. Do you feel like your knowledge of them has helped your team and your defensive plan?
I mean, I would say, obviously, being around them last year, and not only last year, in years prior, had a ton of playoff series against Durant with Golden State, even going back to OKC in my San Antonio days. So, and playing against these guys, I played against them. So we saw some things, that we felt we could exploit. But more so than that, our guys are executing the game plan well, being extremely physical, and just trying to make it tough on them, trying to wear them down.
Has it been a different approach in these two games 1 and 2, where he struggled, versus the two regular season games he played in against you, where he shot 50% or better in both of those games? Has it been different, or has he maybe missed more shots than he did in those two games?
Well, he's definitely missing some looks that, he's capable of making and makes regularly. So, you don't want to take too much credit. But what we are trying to do is throw different looks at him, keep him off balance, and just not let him get the clean looks that he got during the regular season. So, in a playoff series, you have much more time to dig into specific plays and actions that they run for him. And I think we're better prepared for that. And throwing the different looks at him has kept him off balance some. But like I said, I don't want to take all the credit. He's an incredible scorer that can get it going at any point. And some of the looks that he's getting may be rushed because of how we're guarding. But we expect him to continue to be aggressive, and we have to do our part to match that.
Is the potential return of Ben Simmons at some point in this series for the Nets at all on your radar at this point?
Until it happens, I mean, we're focusing on the guys they have. Obviously, it's been a tight series so far, and, we ended up 2-0, obviously, but, a one-point game in game one, we're not fooling ourselves thinking it can easily went the other way, and then coming back from a deficit. So we have our hands full what we have in front of us already. If he comes back, he's a guy that I obviously know well, coaching him in Philadelphia. And all of our guys have played against him in playoff series. So it's not a whole bunch of adjustment-wise that we need to make as far as his personnel and what he does for the team. It's just the fact that he hasn't played with Brooklyn and how to implement him. We'll have to, kind of learn that on the fly. But we'll worry about the guys they have out there and not think about anybody else. And it's the way we're kind of approaching with Rob. If you get him back, it's a luxury. If not, we have to do what we have to do and win a first-round series.
Al Horford has been immense so far in this series. 41 minutes in game one. He only did that one other time this season, 32 minutes last night. He's had a huge impact. Do you at any point manage his minutes to keep him fresh in a playoff run?
Yeah, that's something we're always monitoring. We'd like to, shave down as many as possible, but with Rob being out and us kind of spinning the three-man big rotation with Grant and Tice, we understand what we have with these 3 days off in between. It's a luxury to, play him heavier minutes, knowing we'll have the chance to get his legs back, get that rest in between. And when the games start to, go to one day in between, we'll have to monitor that a little bit more. But he's such a focal point for what we're doing on both ends of the court. He understands why we managed him somewhat throughout the season to get to this point, and he feels good, lets us know that, and if he needs a break, we get him one. But the things that he's doing on both ends of the floor are invaluable for us, and we'll keep that going as long as he's feeling good.
We all saw the video of the team being there when Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year earlier in the week. You were the one, I believe I heard this, I can't remember if it was Brad or Wick on the NBC Boston pregame coverage yesterday, but one of them mentioned that you were the one tasked with distracting him while they got everything ready out on the practice floor, and Gary Payton was out there. And what were you doing to distract him and kind of hold him up while everything was getting prepared?
Well, we had just had a decent film session with the group. When everybody else started to walk out, I told him to stay in. I wanted to get his opinion on how to guard some end-of-game situations. And so we were going over basically our last defensive stop and the last offensive play in game one. And so, he's getting into it. He's telling me, I want to guard it like this. He's really buying into the fact and not knowing that I'm stalling. But kept him in there for a few minutes, just got his advice on a few things defensively, how we want to guard that last possession. And then it was obviously on my mind. I knew since Friday night, and so something I had to sit on for a few days, and was excited to get him out there to see the crowd, and knew Gary was here, and it was a tremendous experience for everybody.
Is that typical? You coaches and you know that far ahead of time? It's typical when somebody's going to win an award. Do you know that far in advance?
Yeah, I mean, they let our PR guys, they let me know a few days in advance. We knew the voting had been close, and guys were kind of monitoring that. But, I got the heads up a few, Friday night, and so I was sitting there like giddy, like a little kid, happy for Marcus, understanding the opportunity he's going to have to be presented not only in front of us, but at the packed arena last night. And so couldn't be more thrilled for it, and it was tough to sit there and know what was coming up for him.
Ime, we saw a report that your friend Ndamukong Suh was hanging around town, and you guys got a chance to catch up. But I think he was in town. His wife was running the marathon, if I have that correct. And I'm just wondering what's the history of that relationship? How do you guys know each other, and how long have you been friends with Ndamukong Suh?
No, she was not running the marathon. He was in town in New York to do some business, and then when I talked to him during the season, he wanted to come up for the playoffs. So being so close, he came to game one. But his wife was not running the marathon. She just had twins less than a year ago, so I don't know if she's going to run a marathon right now. But,
all right, erroneous report on that front. Okay. All right.
We caught the Boston Red Sox game together, and then he came to game one. But we go back to another Portland guy who I've known for years now. He's about 10 years younger than me, but I don't know if you've seen all the articles about the Portland connection with our team. We're a close-knit community, and he's a guy that one of his best friends is my best friend, young friend that went to Portland State after I did. And so, we've been hanging for quite a few summers now, and, I go catch him whenever I can. We saw him when they came to Foxborough this year with Tampa Bay, and he said, as soon as I get the opportunity, I'm coming out, and he came out to game one.
Who are you rooting for, Patriots or Tampa?
Patriots, of course.
Okay, just checking. Just wanted to see.
Does he have any interest in moving here on a semi-regular basis? Maybe like from July through January.
He's a free agent, so I'm sure he's discussing some things now. We'll see where it goes, but he's a guy that takes incredible shape of his body. He doesn't miss plays. He's for his age at around 35 to play the snap count that he does and not miss games. It's obviously incredible what he does. He takes care of his body. It's crazy. A guy like him goes to bed at 8 o'clock every night and wakes up like 4 in the morning. And, I don't understand it, but it shows the longevity of his career.
All right. Well, Ime, good luck going to Brooklyn, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys.